12 News at 10 with Mark Curtis and Caribe Divine starts now.
We start tonight with a grim discovery in the North Valley. Maricopa County Sheriff's deputies say they have found the remains of 64-year-old Joanne Dudak, who disappeared 2 years ago. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Mark Curtis.
And I'm Caribe Divine. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly is speaking with her family. And Chase, they knew that this outcome was a real possibility.
Caribe, Mark Dudek's remains were found near the I-17 and New River Road, just a few miles from when she was last seen alive in her Anthem home. While this does bring a slight sense of relief to her family, they tell me that they still don't have any closure.
Joanne was the light that walked into a room.
Erin Murtha says her aunt, Joanne Dudek, was the life of the party.
She loved to sing and dance. She wanted everyone to have fun. She wanted everyone to be in the moment.
Murtha says the 64-year-old lived in Anthem with her husband and daughter. On November 13th, 2022, her husband was reportedly the last person to see her alive before Dudek disappeared the next morning, leaving behind her keys and phone.
Her daughter informed us that Joanne was gone. And those are the words she used, she's gone. The story that was told to us was that there had been an argument the night of the 13th and that Joanne had up and left. That didn't make sense to us as an extended family.
The search went on for days, then months, then years. The family left with so many questions they thought would never be answered. Then Tuesday morning, they got the call. Maricopa County Sheriff's Office finding a skull out in New River, just a few miles north of Anthem, saying the remains belonged to Dudek.
We're not surprised by this outcome.
Instead, finding a sense of relief.
The worst purgatory we could have lived in was living the rest of our lives without answers. And so while it is heart-wrenching to have heard this news this morning, this is a lot better of a situation than having never found her.
But this doesn't mean the family has closure. Murtha says they believe something sinister happened to their loved one.
Our family does not believe that Joanne went on a long walk and died. We believe that whatever happened was done to her. So this is half of the closure we need. The other half is holding the person or persons responsible for this accountable.
Now, the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office confirms its homicide unit is investigating this case, but can't confirm Dudek was murdered. We'll continue to follow this case as it develops. We're live in the studio. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
All right, Chase, thank you. We are following some breaking news in the East Valley right now. A person is dead after being hit by a car in Mesa. It happened on Country Club Drive near US 60. Police have the northbound lanes of Country Club Drive blocked off as officers investigate.
Peoria police have arrested a man accused of shooting and killing a couple in their Peoria home last November. Police say 21-year-old Alexander Smith broke into the home and shot 52-year-old Walter Mitchell and 42-year-old Susie Ephraim. Mitchell died at the scene while Ephraim died at the hospital. Prosecutors say this all started with some sort of an altercation over a vehicle. They added that at least one child was in the home during the shooting. Smith is being held on a $3 million bond tonight.
New tonight, Chandler police are investigating after two teenage boys were found dead inside of a garage this morning.
12 News journalist Bianca Bono is outside the Chandler Police Department with what we know so far. Bianca.
Family members were posting on social media that they hadn't heard from their 18-year-old loved one, leading to a welfare check and this devastating discovery. Tragedy striking at this apartment complex in Chandler near Arizona Avenue and Ray Road. According to the Chandler Police Department, around 3 o'clock Tuesday morning, officers were on a routine patrol in the area when they were flagged down by a loved one, requesting a welfare check on a garage inside the apartment complex. When officers opened it up, they found 18-year-old Romeo Elias Alvarez and a 17-year-old boy who has not been identified by police. Both teens had died. The police investigation is ongoing, and officials now wait for the Maricopa County Medical Examiner's Office to determine the cause of death. But officials say it appears their deaths were accidental in nature.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Romeo Alvarez.
12 News learning Alvarez just graduated from Dobson High School in May, speaking at his commencement ceremony.
My piece of advice to you is whatever you do it with all your heart and not partially.
A GoFundMe page has been set up to help Alvarez's family with funeral costs, and you can find a link to that on our website, 12news.com. Again, we are still waiting for officials to identify the 17-year-old who also passed away. We're in Chandler. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
All right, Bianca, thank you. Arizona law enforcement has taken down a major truck theft operation that targeted high-end vehicles across the valley. This surveillance video here is from last month, and it shows thieves stealing Michael Florant's truck right from his home in Waddell. You can see one of the suspects is armed with an AK-47. Today, authorities announced that the arrest of 4 men accused of stealing 20 trucks worth $1.2 million. Investigators say that the suspects would drive the vehicles into Mexico and sell them for cash.
There's a direct nexus between Arizona vehicles and vehicles that end up in the Republic of Mexico. They're used for narcotics trafficking. They're stolen by corrupt law enforcement.
All 4 suspects face felony charges and could spend up to 12 years in prison.
The popular night spot, Bottled Blonde, tells 12 News they've pulled out of a deal for another location that would have been in Gilbert. That's after the developer, Aaron Wagner, was indicted for fraud in Utah. Wagner was developing the building in downtown Gilbert where the new Bottled Blonde would have gone. The FBI accuses Wagner and his business partner of raising money from investors in different states and then using a big chunk of that money to fund their own lavish lifestyle. In one case, they accuse Wagner of raising $2 million to build a restaurant chain, but instead using the money to buy a private plane. He's also accused of doing the same thing to fund a proposed restaurant in downtown Scottsdale. You can read more about this case at 12news.com.
All right, well, changes are coming to the forecast. Meteorologist Lindsay Riley is here with more on what we can expect. And you're thinking maybe a cool down, maybe some rain as well?
Yes, by the weekend. So we're not going to feel cooler temperatures over the next couple days. In fact, they're going up, and we have some 80s in the forecast before we drop back down to the 60s by Saturday and Sunday. So tomorrow, we're getting close to 80. Beautiful afternoon tomorrow, lighter wind speeds up to 84 on Thursday. And then, as you can see, down to the 60s Saturday and Sunday. Here's a look at that precipitation forecast. And most of it is going to fall across the eastern half of the state between late Sunday and early Monday. Western Arizona stays dry, a couple showers in the Phoenix area, but better chances out toward Globe, Safford, as well as the White Mountains. A closer look at that timeline coming up in my full forecast. Caribe.
All right, Lindsay, we'll see you in a few minutes. Well, 12 News is dedicated to keeping you in the loop about things happening in the West Valley. Tonight, a group of women are sharing unique messages of kindness.
For years, they've been painting the messages on thousands of different rocks. 12 News journalist Jade Cunningham has more on why they're doing it.
Whether on the ground,
it's all about kindness,
or maybe up in a tree,
to let people know that, you know what, you do matter.
Messages of hope are popping up all over.
It just makes me happy because it makes people happy.
The woman behind the art is Goodyear Rocks.
It makes me feel good that I did something good for somebody else.
Isn't that neat?
A group that initially formed out of the West Valley and now has more than 3,000 members worldwide.
It's so cute.
The goal, of course, is making people smile one rock at a time.
Because, you know, not everyone's having a good day all the time. So that's what the rocks are all for. They're kindness rocks. We do it out of the goodness of our hearts.
From bugs to cartoon characters and even words of encouragement.
We lift each other up as we're painting the rocks.
These sedimentary gems are painted with love.
When I have a group come over, we will paint for 6 hours sometimes.
Then hidden.
Everywhere and anywhere.
With the hopes it'll be found and not taken for granted.
So I'll leave it, and then I'll kind of walk back to the parking lot, and I see people passing it and looking at it, and all of a sudden one person will pick it up and go, wow!
It's really heartwarming to see what we're doing for the community, and it just makes us want to do more.
For some, it may be a silly picture on a rock.
My favorite part is when someone finds the right rock and it speaks to them, and it made their day.
But for those behind the art, these hidden messages showcase a bolder statement.
There's so many things going on in the world, and then they find the rock, and they're like, okay, there's still people that care.
That no matter the canvas,
it's like magic.
Joy is created in many ways.
It means a lot to me. It really means a lot to be able to share what we do with the people that find our rocks. And if you don't find one, keep looking.
And these little keepsakes
It was really fun doing the tissue paper thing.
are making a big difference in people's day. Jay Cunningham, 12 News.
Such a simple gesture, but so powerful.
It is, and they're so creative too,
I know,
and beautiful.
and really good too. So these rocks have been found in airports, parks, and even as far away as Italy.
Wow. Well, if you find one, you can keep it and then post a picture on the Goodyear Rocks Facebook page, or you can just hide it and wait for someone else to find it.